Alright, hi guys. So today's suggested learning is all about factors and multiples. So as a reminder, factor is a number that is multiplied to another number that equals a product. That product then in turn becomes the multiple of those two numbers. So a multiple is just a product, the result of two factors being multiplied together. Those terms, people mix them up sometimes, especially when you first learn them. Now, we've been learning these since way back, like October and November. So most of this hopefully is a review. There might be some that are a little more challenging. So what I did, there's 3 different sheets, 3 different ways to look at it. So I'm just going to do a couple sample ones with you. If you have further questions and you get stuck on one, you can send me a thread on Google Classroom. It's hard, the Class Dojo during the day seems to get kind of glitchy, and messaging sometimes doesn't work like on time manner. So if you want to just do it on Google Thread, and that way if other kids have the same question, it could help them too. Alright, so first question. Which number is a factor of 20 but not a multiple of 2? So that means factor of 20. What are the factors of 20? What are all of the ways I can get to 20? I can go 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 4 times 5. Those are my factor pairs. Those are all the numbers. I'm going to switch to a different marker because you can't really see that. Let me just write that over. 1, 2, 10, 4, 5. So, my next thing is it cannot be a multiple of 2. So how do I do multiples? A lot of kids like to think of it as skip counting, and they would say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So when I go back to my factors of 20, we don't count that. We can't do 2 because that's a multiple. We can't do 4 because that is a multiple. Can we do 5? Yes. Is 5 one of our options? Yes. So let's just double check. Is 5 a factor of 20? Yes, it is. Is it a multiple of 2? 2, 4, 6? No. So that is our correct answer. So by doing the work out, I can get to that answer. I'm not just guessing because it's multiple choice, which I know a lot of you like to do that. But actually just take a minute and really check to see. Even if you just take each number and you plug it in and you say, okay, 12. Is 12 a factor of 20? No, so this one would not work. 5. Is 5 a factor of 20? Yes, because 5 times 4 equals 20. Now check it with this part. Is 5 a multiple of 2? No, we just figured that out, but just to show you. So that might be a quicker way to get to the answer. They're both good strategies to use. We're going to do one more. So that was number 1 on the actual worksheet that you have. And I'm just going to erase. Sorry, I misplaced my eraser. So this time we're going to look for a number that is a factor of 15, but not a multiple of 3. And our choices are 4, 8, 5, and 6. So A, B, C, D. And I think this is question number 2 on that worksheet. So again, I'm going to take each number. 4. Is 4 a factor of 15? No. So that, we can cancel that out. Is 8 a factor of 15? No. Now, some of you might say yes because you're thinking 8 plus 7, but it's not addition. It has to be multiplication for factors. So we can cancel that one out. How about 5? Is 5 a factor of 15? Yes, because 5 times 3 equals 15. But is not a multiple of 3. Is 5 a multiple of 3? Let's see. 3, 6, 9. It is not. So then we have our correct answer. So by checking each one, not just guessing, I can get to the correct answer. All right, good luck with that page. If you want to pause and try it now, you can do that. Or you can just listen to the whole thing and just come back to it if you need it. All right, so the next one is they're going to give us a list of answers, and we have to pick one that is a factor pair for that number. So think to yourself, what would be a good strategy to do this? What is factors? Factors means I'm multiplying. I'm multiplying the 2 factor pairs and see if they equal the given number. So 8 times 10 is what? 80. So that's not going to work. What about 5 times 15? Not really mental math for me. So I'm going to write it out over here. I'm going to use traditional. 5 times 5 is 25, carry the 2. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 75. Boom. If you're not at traditional yet, just take a minute, draw out your lattice. Remember, 2 boxes, 15 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 5 is 0, 5. Add your diagonals. 5, 2 plus 5, that's our tens. Boom, same answer. Some people might use addition. All right, so they know that, and if they did that again, they're up to 60, and then add on the next 15. Doesn't matter which strategy you use, guys, as long as you can get to the answer. All right, let's try one more. I believe I just took number 1 and 2 off of that page. So next one is 94. So it's an even number, so it could be 2, because all even numbers always have a factor of 2, but it could also be the 4. I mean, these two, I'm kind of thinking no, but we're just going to check our work to make sure. Since I was guessing 2, I'm going to start there first. So again, here's my traditional. If you're doing lattice, and if you want to add, you can just say 47 plus 47. All right, no matter which way you pick, let's see what we get for an answer. 14, carry 1. That's 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So it would appear that that would work. And when I try it over here, boom. When I try it here, boom. Booyah. We got there. We got there quick. Just because I said, ooh, I bet you it is 2. And I know that 7 plus 7 is 14, so that kind of just jumped out at me. You're not always going to get lucky like that, but you might. But please do the work. Don't just circle an answer and not check it, because that would be kind of silly. All right. Actually, I'll just leave this up here so you remember. Okay. If you want to pause and try that sheet, you can try that now. And you guys, even if you only do half the sheets, that's fine. We just want you to keep working on stuff this week. All right, so the last one is asking you to make a list of all of the factors. And we learned a good way to do this is you always go in order. And then that way you know that you didn't skip anything. So when you see that there's only 2, they're telling you how many factors there are. So it kind of helps you out a little bit there. So we always start with number 1 and itself, because every number has 1 in itself as a factor. So this is an even number, so we know all even numbers have the number 2. So 2 times what gets me to 12? 2 times 6. And now I'm narrowing down my factors, because now the only options I have to fall between 3 and 5. And then I say to myself, okay, 3 times 4 equals 12. I'm done. I have what we call a turnaround fact, or if you have a double fact, you know you're done. We also know I'm done because they put all of those in there. Because this has more than one set of factor pairs, more than one, we call that a composite number. You don't need to do that for today's lesson. I'm just kind of reviewing it with you, because we'll probably do that next week. Now, when I get to the number 61, they only put 2 in, so that automatically tells me it's just going to be 1 in the number itself. And that's because it only has one factor pair. We call those prime numbers. All right, so 86, even number. So I know 1 and 86. I also know because it's an even number, it has to work with 2. Well, this is not going to be a basic math fact, so I got to put in a little work. I have to figure out 2 times what can get me to 86. So I can write 2 times what equals 86. So I'm going to put a variable in there. That's great. Or I can say 86 divided by 2 equals what number? We know how to do division now. So we used to have to guess and try to figure these things out, but now all we have to do is set up a division problem for ourselves. You can do traditional or partial quotient, whichever one you are preferential to. So I say to myself, okay, 2 times 40 gets me to 80 real quick. And I write that down. 2 times 3 gets me right to 6. I'm at 0. I know that I'm done. So it's 2 times 43. There's my answer. Okay. Now 51, a lot of people might look at 51 and say, oh, that's prime. You know, it's an odd number. Nothing times anything can equal 51. But they're telling us what? Yes, there is something. We know it can't be 2, but now I have to check. Now this one might take longer. And I think there's a lot of them on this page, so you might just want to pick 10 to do for today. So if I try 3, I can say, okay, 3 times 10 gets me to 30, and I'm left with 21. 3 times 7 gets me exactly to 21. I have 0 left over. Oh, pretty lucky there. It was the first number that we tried. Now, if 3 didn't work, then I would want to try 4, then try 5. And then maybe as you're trying those, something might jump out and you'll see a pattern in there. So these ones do involve a little bit of work, but give them a try. All right, good luck, and you can post questions if you're having problems on the Google Thread. All right, see you later. Bye.